Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It is May 6th, 2024, 10:49 a.m. on my side of the globe. And I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for probably an hour. We'll just see how this goes. I'm in a great mood, man. I got home from work this morning at around 8 a.m., 8 in the morning, and I don't have to go back to work for another 14 days. I took vacation days. I did some shift swaps, and I don't have to go to work for 14 days. Me and my wife are taking a big 10-year anniversary trip out west. We're going to Yellowstone National Park, and we're going to Grand Teton National Park. Going out there later this week. Going to be staying for 8 days. Renting a car. We got cabins booked. We have some hotels booked along the way in like Jackson Hole and whatnot. But I can't wait, man. I've never had this long of a period of like time off from work before, and I love my job because, you know, I can take one day. If I take one vacation day, that means I have 5 days off. It's just super convenient. You work a lot, but you also can get a ton of time off. And, so yeah, that's on my horizon. As of right now, I have 14 days off, man. I might actually get another shift swap, for the shift after I come back from our trip, which would put it at 16 days off. I might end up doing that. I might look for a shift swap. So, I'm excited, man. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, other than being a little congested, but I'm also excited. But welcome, guys. Bentley Chow, Swish Fish, Top Ranger, Superman, Andrew N, Steven Schinder. Good to see you, dude. The Kaju. Good to see everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Woo. Have a good vacation, HG. How did you spend Star Wars Day? Superman, what's up? I didn't really do anything, to tell you the truth. May the 4th, we went to dinner with my wife's dad and her family. We took our daughter to the mall because she had some birthday money burning a hole in her pocket. And so we took her to the mall and let her pick out whatever she wanted. You know, it was cool because, we took her to the mall, and she likes Claire's, which is like, I don't know, they have like kids dress up clothes and like jewelry and earrings, and she likes that store. But the thing is, it's so overpriced. For like a crown, like a little cheap plastic crown, is $10. But it's her birthday money, right? I want her to have a fun experience of going into the store and picking some cool stuff out. But so we didn't say anything to her, like, just pick out whatever you want. You know, you got $55, pick out whatever you want. And she picked out some stuff, and like a crown and a fairy, like a magic wand and like a butterfly skirt and stuff like that. And in my head, in my cynical adult brain, I'm like, that crown is $10 at Claire's, but I could probably find it for 99 cents on Amazon. I didn't say that to her. I'm just like, I want her to have a good time picking out what, you know, she wants. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, your money could go so much further than going to Claire's at the mall. But she had a good time. So yeah, we didn't do anything for Star Wars Day. We just had a family outing. I was originally planning on taking my daughter and all of us going to see The Phantom Menace, but I thought about it and I was like, I'll wait for her to be a little... She's 6 years old, and she doesn't really show any interest in Star Wars. I'm not pushing her in that direction at all. You know, she's into what she's into. So I was like, you know what, I'll wait a few years and maybe she'll want to watch them with me. I don't want to like force her to go to the movie theater. You're gonna watch my Star Wars, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's just me. Anyway, Steven Schinder, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. First super chat and channel support before I go on my big vacation, my big trip. with 2 weeks off of work. I'm gonna say that throughout this whole stream just because I'm so damn excited. But Steven, you got 2 weeks to watch Clone Wars 2D and go. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen on my two. Maybe when we get back from vacation, maybe I'll sit down and do that. Maybe I'll just be so exhausted and jet lagged and whatever, and I'll want to do that. We'll see. I definitely won't do that when we're on our trip. We're gonna be gone for a total of 9 days, I believe. And most of the time we're not gonna have, from what I understand, I've never been to Yellowstone or Grand Teton. What I understand, we're really not going to have any cell reception. Wi-Fi in places that we're staying is non-existent, other than one hotel, I believe. So yeah, kind of going off the grid, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be very nice, man. But I've been saying it for 10 damn years, Miguel, and I've been saying it. I'm going to get around to watching that Clone Wars 2D micro whatever series. And I'm going to say it again. I'll get around to it eventually. But I appreciate that, Steve. Good to see you, man. Cheers. Can't believe she's 6 already. I remember watching the video when you announced you were going to be a dad on my break at work when I lived in Sacramento, Spencer. Yeah, what video was that? Was that a Last Jedi review video or discussion video? I think that's what it was. I believe that's what video I announced it. Because my wife was pregnant when the movie came out in December. I remember taking a picture of her, my wife's pregnant belly, in front of the Last Jedi like marquee or whatever, or the Last Jedi giant cardboard cutout that they had in the movie theater. You know. I believe that's the video that I announced it in. But yeah, hard to believe, man. Hard to believe, Spencer. 6 years. Crazy. Mabel Pines, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Mabel says, kids don't want to inherit our old dinosaur bones. Yes, I completely agree. It's, you know, it's a funny way to put it. So I'm not saving a bunch of junk for my daughter. I do have a time capsule that I've been building for her. It's mostly like pictures, and you know, things like that. I do have some movie stubs in there, like of her first movie theater experience. But there's no like just junk in there. I don't feel the need to put like a well, we do have a newspaper on the day she was born. It is in there. It might be kind of neat for her to see, but when I got the newspaper on the day that I was born, my parents gave me one. I could tell. I mean, I know what the front of the newspaper looked like, but I never read it. You know, I don't feel the need to get one of those on the day you were born postcard things to put in there just because, hey, she can Google all of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I see it all the time. It's like, you know, we've had family members on my wife's side pass away, and you don't know what to do with all the stuff. You know, what do you do with all the stuff? Even people that I talk to in my line of work, you know, when someone passes away, what people throw away entire like closets full of photo albums, because what do you do with all the stuff that was meaningful to one person, but you know, it's just taking up space for another person if they put it in their house, you know, because it doesn't have that meaning. But yeah, it's a funny way to put it. They don't want to inherit our dinosaur bones, but it's true. They're gonna make their own dinosaur bones. You know, my kid's not gonna care about I did burn her a CD of like music that I'm into, and me and my wife are into music quite a bit, and so I burnt her a CD just because, I don't know, I thought it'd be kind of neat to put in there. It's almost a time capsule for me too, to hear what I was listening to at the time and what I've always been into. But certain little things like that. I've written her a few notes here and there, which might be meaningful to her. But yeah, most of it is just stuff. Stuff that ends up in a landfill. Stuff that ends up taking up space in a storage unit. People have too much stuff. We don't need to pass down 99.99999% of our stuff. But yeah, anyway, cheers, Mabel. Let's see. Swishfish, good to see ya. Swish says, wish I could afford to go away as often as you do. Well, I will say this. We don't, if you think we make a lot of money, we don't. We're pretty, we're a paycheck to paycheck family. We save up for these big trips. We went on a cruise in March. We got a really good deal on that. And this trip is our 10-year anniversary trip. But before that, we didn't really go anywhere else for a few years. So, we'll save up a chunk of change, or we'll get our bonuses at the end of the year. I have days that I can sell back to basically the county that I work in at the end of the year if I don't use them. And I can get a pretty good chunk of change back at the end of the year if I don't use certain vacation days and stuff like that. So, we've been using that chunk of change at the end of the year to kind of put towards big either home projects or trips. So yeah, we're doing okay. My wife freaks out about money, as I think I don't, but then again, I don't really pay attention to it. I'm sure if I paid attention to it, I would freak out, but I'm like, it'll be all right. We're fine. Buy the souvenirs, whatever. We're fine. But she's like, we gotta pinch pennies if you want to go to Yellowstone, buddy. But yeah, anyway, Swish. It's just all about saving for us to go, because we like to, we like to go places, sometimes we'll just get a random hotel on the beach for a weekend with our kid, and that's the kind of stuff we like to do. We don't really buy a lot of, I say that, I don't feel like we buy a lot of stuff, but yeah. Anyway, cheers. Flo B, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Flo B says, hello there, Greedo. Listening from France. Not really a question, just appreciate your mood and vibes. Hope you have a good day, man. Well, I appreciate that, Flo. Thank you so much for the generous super chat and channel support this morning. I appreciate the kind words, and I'm glad you enjoy the mood and the vibes. It is, I enjoy it as much as you do, man. This is my little place to kind of hop on and shoot the shit, talk about my day, talk about life. It's like a form of, therapy is not the right word. It's like just a form of, dude, I guarantee it's more entertaining for me to do this, and I get more out of it than you guys do. Because it's fun. It's fun to just sit here with a cup of coffee and shoot the shit with kind folks from France. And, we talk about everything under the sun. And it keeps me engaged. And, yeah, it's a fun conversation. And I don't feel like it's a one-way conversation. I think a lot of other, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like a lot of other live streams and whatnot are really just, I feel like I do it differently. A lot of them are more, they don't really talk like this. It's not as engaging from the ones that I've seen, at least, but anyway, cheers, Flo. I appreciate that. Love Generation Tech as well. I've heard the name. I don't think I've ever seen one of their videos. What's up, Vince? I've still only seen one episode of Fallout. I'm planning on downloading it on my laptop so I can watch a couple episodes on our flights. Is it appropriate? Can I watch it without having to like worry about a kid behind me on the airplane? No, the channel Astronite says, yeah, man, has a nice 2 weeks off from whatever his job is. I assumed it was this channel, but I might be wrong. No, the channel's never been like my job. It's never been my main thing. It's always been like a fun thing that I do on the side, you know. But yeah. No, I got a career. Are you ever going to get to where you're driving to, Spartan? 13,360. No. All right, here. Let's break it down, Spartan. So I'm in my Subaru Crosstrek, and we're flying through space, intergalactic space. So let's say okay, break it down. We live in the Milky Way galaxy. Right? I am flying towards the Andromeda galaxy. The Andromeda galaxy is 2.5 million light years away from Earth. 2.5 million light years away from Earth. So let's say that I left Earth at the speed of light in my Subaru Crosstrek. How long would it take me to get to the Andromeda galaxy at the speed of light? 2.5 million years. So let's say that I'm I don't even know if this vantage point looks like halfway there. I might be closer than that. Who knows? But let's say that I'm halfway there. How long would I have? 1,250,000 years to go at the speed of light. Let's just call it 1 million. I still have 1 million years to go at the speed of light to reach the Andromeda galaxy from right here. So, buckle up. Anyway. Yeah, enter channel name, the Blade Runner show. Is that animated? I think that's animated, right? Have to wait until June for my 2 weeks off. Nothing feels better once you finish that last shift. Oh, dude. I was at the station yesterday. Sundays at the station are very laid back. It's kind of like, it's almost just, you know, we don't train. We really don't do... I mean, sometimes we'll train, but for the most part, Sundays at a fire station are just super laid back. We'll watch movies and work out and whatever. We actually watched Total Recall yesterday, which I hadn't seen in probably 25 years. But yeah, I mentally I was not there yesterday. Mentally I was already on vacation. Everybody knew it. Anyway. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much. Vince, Oscar, Vince, and Alex, thank you guys so much for the channel support. Oscar says, whoop, just got my student debt forgiveness. Nice, man. Congratulations. I'm sure that's a huge weight off your shoulders. I mean, it's that whole goddamn system needs to be revamped. Needs some goddamn regulation. Yeah. I was 18 years old and I was able to take out a giant, like, $70,000 loan right into my bank account. Bloop. What? I mean, you can't even rent a car at 18 years old, but you can do that? Get the fuck out of here. Hopefully, yeah, there needs to be a... it's so sleazy. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to get some relief. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know if it was 100%, but hopefully you were able to get some relief. And hopefully that system changes in the future. Because it's bullshit. And also, and this might be controversial. I can't say that. This might make people roll their eyes. But I'm not a huge fan of
I didn't
college.
sleep so good.
Oh, one sec.
Melatonin has helped, but last night I couldn't sleep, so I watched The Beekeeper. Don't watch that movie. Rewatched Pitch Black though, and that movie is great.
Vince, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. I'm not the biggest fan of...
Hey, HG.
Oh, one sec.
I've become a part of the 50% that fell out of DLI. It ain't all bad, no more hours of HW and testing. I'm getting a new job and I'll be in the big army in a few months rather than a year long.
Nice, Alex, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. I don't really understand the like, and maybe I'll change my tune when my daughter's older, but I don't understand, like, the instant, go from high school to college, that, like, the push for every kid to go to college. Most people that I know don't even use their degree. They're not even working in the field that they studied in. Is it a cool experience? Yeah. I almost feel like you should just go for something that you're interested in. Like, people make fun of liberal arts degrees, but dude, if you're into that shit, who cares? You know what I mean? Most people don't use their degree anyway. It'd be better to go to college for something that you're mentally engaged with, rather than just going through the motions and taking bullshit classes because I gotta take bullshit classes. You know what I mean? So I'm not a big fan of the structure of every kid, like, getting out of high school and immediately going to college, because nobody knows what the hell they want to do at that age. Nobody does. I sure as shit didn't. I dropped out of 2 colleges. I enlisted in the military. I didn't know what I wanted to do until I was like 34 years old. I just, it's a shitty system. There's too much pressure on kids to just, like, go to college and try to figure out what they want to do before they even, like, before their goddamn brains even develop, I for one will not be pushing my daughter when she reaches that age to, like, what colleges are you applying to? Oh, she's looking at 10 colleges. Which one is he gonna pick? Like, I think it's a stupid system. Most of the time it's a waste of money. I work with guys who are 20, 21 years old. They went to the fire academy. They became an EMT. They're making good money for their age. A first time in a career. You know what I mean? And they're not saddled down with student loan debts. They're starting a career at an early age, and they can retire by the time they're like 45 or 50 with a great pension, So it's not for everybody, and I don't think there should be this push for every kid to go, But that's just me. I know, like, most of the people that I know went to college, like big universities. My wife's family, they big on going to college and pushing college and stuff like that. My family's not at all. My dad worked in a warehouse for 35 years. Union job. We did great. Middle class, So, yeah. To each his own, but I don't think there should be pressure on kids at that young of an age, What college you go to? Oh, whoa. I think it's gross. It's gross to me. But anyway, where was I? Vince, thank you so much. And Alex, Vince says, I don't sleep so good. Melatonin has helped, but last night I couldn't sleep, so I watched The Beekeeper. Is that the one with Jason Statham? Is that what I'm thinking of? The Beekeeper. Is it? Yeah, okay. Don't watch that movie. Rewatched Pitch Black, though, and that movie's great. The Beekeeper. 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. I hadn't planned on it, Vince. I'm surprised it has such a good score on Rotten Tomatoes. I haven't seen a Jason Statham movie since probably Transporter. Is it The Transporter? Or it's just Transporter? Yeah, I'm guessing the last Jason Statham movie that I saw was The Transporter from 2002. I've never seen The Expendables. Let's see. Let's look. I've never seen Crank. Never seen... The only Fast and the Furious movie I've ever seen is the first one. I've never seen any of these movies. I'm going down his IMDb. I've never seen any of these. The Transporter. Never saw... I don't think I've seen The Transporter 2. I didn't even know there was a 2. The Italian Job. I've seen... I'm sure I saw that. I don't remember him in it. Snatch, of course. I love Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He's in both of those. When I think of him, that's what I think of. Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. So, yeah. Anyway. What Pitch Black? Pitch... Is that what's his name? Yeah, Vin Diesel. Okay. To tell you the truth, I don't think I've ever seen that, Vince. I don't think I've ever seen Pitch Black. Maybe it'll be on my flight. But, yeah, hadn't planned on watching The Beekeeper. No disrespect to Jason Statham, but it's just not my, not my cup of tea, that stuff. But, I've never tried melatonin for sleep. I've never had an issue falling asleep. I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. Last night, though, we had a call at like 1:30 in the morning. And we get back from that call at like, I don't know, 2:15 or something like that. And I lay down in my bed to try to get back to sleep. And I immediately had like a coughing fit. This tickle in the back of my throat. I just started coughing. And, we're in a room. There's 4 of us sleeping. All the engine guys sleep in a room in beds. And I start coughing. I'm like, I'm not keeping these guys awake. So I grabbed my bedding and I went to a recliner out in the living room. And I slept in a recliner for the rest of the night because I couldn't stop coughing. So I didn't get much sleep last night because I was just hacking up not a lung. I was like, that like annoying tickle that you sometimes get in the back of your throat when you're a little congested or whatever. It's almost, I don't even know. It's like somebody's tickling your goddamn back of your throat with a feather. And no matter how much water you drink, you can't make it go away. And that's what happened last night. But anyway, Vince, I appreciate that, man. Alex Dunn, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. Alex Dunn said, where did it go? Hey, HG, I become a part of the 50% that fail out of DLI. DLI, Army. Defense Language Institute. It ain't all bad. No more hours of homework and testing. I'm getting a new job, and I'll be in the big army in a few months rather than a year. Your life might be better. That's fine. I bet that's one of the more difficult MOS. So what do you guys call it? Do you call it an MOS school, or we called it? What did we call it? A school. We called it A school when you go to study your job or learn your job in the Navy. What do you guys call it there? I can't remember. That's all right. Wasn't meant to be. It's. You said it's a 50% fail rate. Yeah, don't be ashamed of that at all. You'll find something. What's your new job gonna be? AIT. That's right. AIT. That's right. I work with a guy that was in the Army. I should have known that. He was in the initial invasion of Fallujah. He was he was there from the jump. Kind of crazy. Talks about it a lot. But yeah. You'll be fine. Obviously, don't be down on yourself. Don't know yet. All right. Well, best of luck to you, man. You'll be in the big army, and I hope you end up doing something that you enjoy. And if not, that's just it's only 4 years. 4 years sounds like a lot. I'm sure I've said this to you before, but 4 years sounds like a lot. But dude, it goes by quick. In hindsight, of course, right? in hindsight. I've already been out for 13 years. That is insane. 3 years from now will be my 20 anniversary of enlisting and going to boot camp. 3 years from now. If I would have stayed in, I would only have 3 years left until retirement. That's crazy. I won't be able to really pick, though. I'll be able to list jobs I want, and they pick for me. Ah, that's a bummer. What do they need? What do they need? Do they base it off of your ASVAB score, or do they just look at slots they need to fill, like 11 Bravo, and just go, Alex, private done. You go on 11 Bravo. Is 11 Bravo still a thing? Yeah, okay, it is. But yeah, hopefully you get to do something that you know, you at least enjoy, or you can put up with, you know. Not all bad, right? Best of luck to you, man. Let us know what you end up getting. I didn't know if they changed rates and shit like that combine all the time. MOSs combine all the time and in all branches, so I didn't know if they still called it 11 Bravo. Needs of the Army, but I'm open to most jobs. I might try and be a fueler. I hear the quality of life is pretty chill. Yeah, dude, go for it. But I appreciate that, Alex. Best of luck to you, man. Four days from now, or 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 days from now. Right now, I'll be flying in a plane, heading to Bozeman, Montana. Getting ready to land. Going from 90-something degree weather to 40-degree weather. Seeing beautiful landscapes. Taking way too many pictures. Doing some long hikes. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah. Alex Dunn, thank you for being a member for 23 months. Alex says, anyway, the best prequel has been re-released. I'm going to try and watch The Phantom Menace this week. I only thought it was coming out on the 3rd. I had no idea that it was showing. It's like at my local theater, it's showing all week. I'm not going to be able to get around to going to see it, unfortunately. When I saw that it was playing all week, I was like, I wonder if I'll go see. I could go see it by myself one morning before I go pick up my daughter from school. And I thought about it, and I just have too much shit to do before we go on our trip around the house and errands I need to go. I need to go pick up our national park pass. Veterans get a free national park pass for life instead of paying the like $80 or $100 or whatever it is for the year. I'm gonna go somewhere down near the fort in St. Augustine and get one. So I need to get that before we go out west. So I'm gonna go do that on Wednesday. Yeah, I just have too much stuff to do. I can't squeeze in 2 hours of Star Wars at the theater as much as I'd love to. Yeah, do it, Alex. Enjoy it, man. It's my favorite prequel as well, and a lot of that, as I've said, is because of nostalgia. But I do have a deep, soft spot in my heart for the Phantom Menace for sure. Man. I hope this congestion goes away before our trip. It is quite annoying. All right, there we go. Sorry. I like the texture of the Phantom Menace, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. Yeah, it feels more tangible than the other prequels. I think obviously the Phantom Menace used way more, practical effects and miniatures and stuff like that. But it does feel, to me, it feels more like the original trilogy in that sense. It does have texture to it. I know what you mean. I don't know how to articulate it either. But yeah, I know what you mean. Vince asks, Greedo, are you a road trip guy or an airplane guy? I'm definitely a road trip guy. I don't know why. My whole life, I've been completely fine with flying in an airplane. My whole life, up until about probably until I got me and my wife had our daughter. Now I really hate flying. I don't know. I get nervous. I've never experienced that before, but I get nervous now when I fly. And it's strange to me because there's nothing else in my life that I really get nervous about. I mean, big events in my job, I don't get nervous about them. And maybe it's a control thing. But for whatever reason, I've grown to really dislike flying. Not because I love airports, don't get me wrong, the hustle and bustle, grab a beer at the bar, love it. But I don't like flying. And maybe it's as I've gotten older, maybe it is because I have a kid now, but maybe it's because I recognize that people cut corners, people don't know what they're doing. I know it's like the safest form of travel ever, but for whatever reason, there's this what's the word I'm looking for? This illogical fear that I have. And I've flown a bunch. I've flown to London. I've been to New York a ton. I've flown to all over the place. I've flown to Utah, flown to California, all over the place. But for whatever reason, I don't like flying now. I don't. It's strange. I don't know what clicked in my brain, and it was right around the time that we had our kid, that I just don't like flying anymore. It's strange. Something clicked in my brain that, yeah, it's weird. Not a fan. Anyway. Also, knowing that it's not like they most of the time I have a family member who's a pilot, and he'll tell me stuff new pilots, the first time that they land these big planes, it's with passengers, you know what I mean? Because they have to. They can't they do it in simulations and stuff like that, but the first time they land a big passenger airliner, it's on a routine flight with people. You know what I mean? New pilots, that's how they land their first jet, their big passenger airplane. And just knowing that kind of stuff, like, you know, engines that are maintained, it's not like they test them after they're maintained. They test them on a flight with people. They turn them on the runway, and then, okay. Just knowing how things work and knowing people, maybe that has something to do with it too, but I think a lot of it has to do with being a dad now. Anyway, Misa Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks, welcome to the chat. Jar Jar says, of course the Phantom Menace is the best.
Misa in it. Okay, guy. You also say people gonna die?
What else can I say, Jar Jar? So, somebody in the chat tell me what to say in Jar Jar voice.
Okay, guy.
What can I, what else?
Misa propose. We give emergency powers to the Supreme...
What does he say?
Emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor.
Something like that.
Oh, no.
But, Jar Jar, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I appreciate it. I don't know what else to say, my friend. Welcome. I am going to... I am going to bring...
Misa thirsty.
Jar Jar, I am going to bring a Jar Jar mask on our trip. And I'm going to keep it in my backpack on our long hikes. And I'm going to put it on and take pictures in front of mountains and stuff. I think it would be kind of silly to do a Jar Jar on a national park hikes photo series. Might be kind of fun. But yeah.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Okay, day?
Kind of hurts my throat.
Misa propose. Student loan forgiveness.
It's a mixture of like... it's a mix of like... Elmo meets... I don't know, it's kind of Elmo. There's a lot of Elmo in Jar Jar, I'm realizing right now. There's a lot of Elmo in Jar Jar.
Hi, Big Bird.
I appreciate that channel support once again, Jar Jar.
Misa propose. Student loan forgiveness. Okay, day? You say people gonna die? Oh, no.
Oh, let me look up some quotes. Why haven't I done that before? Jar Jar quotes.
How weird. Oh, Murray. I spot. No, Misa stay. Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa your humble servant. Oh, but it is. 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is. Misa going underwater, okay day? Misa going home.
I can't do that.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger, okay day? Oh, Murray.
It's harder with a little congestion in your throat.
Excuse me.
Yusuf thinking Yusuf people gonna die? Okay, so I've been saying that quote all wrong, I guess. He barely says anything in the Revenge of... Does he only have one line in Revenge of the Sith? Is that right? Wow. Anyway. Took, good to see you, man. Took, thank you for being a member for 60 months. That's crazy. Your Jar Jar sounds a little like a Teletubby, but also Jar Jar-esque. Hope all is well, HG. Yeah, I don't know. What does a Teletubby sound like? I don't know if I've ever heard a Teletubby voice. Let's see if I can find a Teletubby clip. Teletubby voice clip. Teletubby sounds. Yeah, that sounds. Uh-oh.
Sat on
One, two.
Yeah, it does sound like that. Anyway, I appreciate that, too. Cheers. Teletubby meets Elmo. Meets a guy trying to do a Jar Jar impression. Were you always able to do Jar Jar, or is it something you perfected over time? Oh, is it perfected? Can I be the next voice of Jar Jar Binks in an animated series? I have no idea. I think I just tried it one day on a live stream and I was like, oh, I can say about 4 phrases in Jar Jar voice and it's kind of passable. Yeah. Anyway. No, I actually haven't seen the second trailer for The Acolyte. Came out on the 4th. No, Josh, I haven't, I have not seen that. I'll probably, when I make lunch after this stream, I'll head downstairs and I'll watch it while I'm making a little bit of lunch. Yeah, I'll check that out. You know me, I'm kind of out of the loop with a lot of things. Don't really pay attention to much these days. Let's see. There we go. Like doing the Jar Jar voice, but deeper sounds like Stupendous Wave. I don't know if I don't watch much YouTube, so it's been a very long time since I've watched one of his videos. Jar Jar Binks, thank you so much once again for the channel support. Jar Jar says, actually, what if the Gungans had their own language, but only JJ spoke like this? Only Jar Jar spoke like this, trying to communicate to the human cast. Maybe they did. Maybe that's their accent, their English accent, their basic accent. Perhaps that's true. Do Gungans have their own language? Do Gungans have their own language? Gunganese, also known as Gungan or Old Gungan, was the native language of the Gungans, an amphibious species. In practice, the Gungans often used a pidgin tongue that combined Galactic Basic Standard with Gunganese words and speech patterns. So Gunganese. Let's go to legends. Gunganese was the language spoken thousands of years before the Battle of Yavin by the Gungans of Naboo. Over time, much of Old Gungan was supplanted by a form of Pidgin, P-I-D-G-I-N. What is that word? A grammatically simplified form of a language. I've never heard that word before. Interesting. Basic, commonly called Gunganese. However, Old Gungan words were commonly inserted into Gunganese. How clever, Gunganese. Creating a mix of terms both familiar and completely alien to non-Gungans. Translators have based their work largely off the discovery of the Gung slab, artifacts that provide translations of Old Gungan into Old Carillion. Okay. So, there was a Gung slab that they found that helped them translate Old Gunganese into Basic. The Gung slabs were a series of monoliths found on Naboo. They were essential to the translation of the Gungan language of Old Gungan, as one side of the slabs was engraved with Old Gungan and the reverse inscribed with Olis Corellisi. These relics, coupled with the work of philologist Burrow Flats of the Baobab Archives, helped the galaxy to understand the culture and language of the Gungan people. The Gung slab's story and importance show considerable resemblance to the Rosetta Stone. Yeah, duh! You didn't know that? What kind of Star Wars fan are you that you didn't know that there were Gung slabs? What kind of fake fan? Fucking fake fan? You didn't know about Gunganese? Read a book. I know all about Gung slabs. Now, is that right? Did I just read that or did I just make that up? Love it. I love Star Wars. Loomis took Old Gunganese as an elective. There you go. Love it. Anyway, that's it for me today, guys. So yeah, tomorrow I probably won't do a stream. If I do a stream, tomorrow it'll be late at night, maybe around like 11 o'clock p.m. or so, but not promising anything. Got a lot of stuff to do this week before we head out on our trip. But this was fun, man. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Yeah, so probably no stream tomorrow. If I do, it'll be late. Wednesday, I might do a stream. Thursday, I'll probably do a stream like around noon or so. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, man. This was a fun one. They're all fun, but sometimes we get goofy and we learn new important things about Star Wars, like Gung slabs. All right, guys, be safe out there. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Everybody who's super chatted, thank you so much for the channel support, man. You bought me and my wife a couple beers on our Yellowstone Grand Teton National Park trip, and it is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can follow our trip. I'm sure I'll be posting a ton. It's at official_HelloGreedo. I'm sure I'll be posting a bunch of pictures on there throughout our trip. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Later, guys.